Hi, I'm Lisa Gretch, one of the owners here at Gretch Dairy. Steve and I have been farming here since 1989, and our farm is located just a few miles out of Albany, Minnesota. We're about 30 miles from St. Cloud, Minnesota. We have 3 grown children, Jennifer, Matthew, and Caitlin. Matthew and Caitlin are working their way into being the 4th generation farmers here. We grow all of our own corn and alfalfa to feed our livestock and care for our 265 milk cows. We chose individual housing so we could monitor the calf closely for the first 10 to 14 days before they move into group housing. Come on. Here. So we move the calves into this pen at about 10 days of age, and they stay here till they're about 30 days. Then we move them over to the other pen, and they stay there till they're about 2 months of age when they're off of milk. So when a calf is hungry, she comes into the stall and is mixed fresh milk by our auto feeder. So if you notice the little white button in her left ear, that helps the machine know who she is. That also tells the machine how much she already had today for her milk and how much she is allotted yet for the rest of the day. So when the calf graduates from the auto feeder, she moves to this part of the calf barn and moves right along with her herd mates. Once she moves to this part of the calf barn, we continue on the same pellet, but we introduce alfalfa as well. This is our heifer barn, and our heifers are 6 to 12 months old here. They are fed a TMR ration, which consists of silage, haylage, corn, and even some straw. They stay in this building until they go to my brother's farm, where they stay there until they are 2 months from having their first calf. So this is our far off dry cow barn, and this is our close-up dry cow barn. Our far off dry cows are 2 months away from having their babies. This is where our heifers come home to after they're at my brother's farm, 2 months before they have their babies. We have rations for TMR rations for this group as well as the close-ups, and each is balanced for the nutrition need of that animal. This group also has access to pasture when the seasons allow. So this is our maternity pen. These are the mamas that will have their babies in the next 7 days. We monitor them closely from here and when we're not out here. We have cameras that help us to keep an eye on them. So if there's any difficulty with calving, we can assist or call our veterinarian, who is the doctor for our cows. This is our freestall barn. Our cows live and sleep here. Our Juno here pushes up feed so our cows can get feed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He's pushing up a TMR ration that is based on a really high energy, high fat calorie. So each of our cows have a collar that also consists of a responder. The responder is a lot like a Fitbit or a smartwatch. It tells us how often the cow is moving, how often she's chewing her cud, and it helps identify her as she goes into the robot to get milked. This is a bird's eye view of our first freestall barn. As you notice, that cow over there is enjoying our Luna back brush. She can play with it as much as she wants during the day. Our cows can eat, sleep, and get milked up to 6 times a day. We have fans and sprinklers and automatic scrapers to help the cows be comfortable at all times. Here at Gretch Dairy, we use sand to bed our stalls. Sand is the gold standard for bedding for comfort and health. Our cows spend over half of the day resting and sleeping in their stalls. We milk our cows with 4 Lely A3 Next robotic milkers. We installed these robots back in 2012, and they milk approximately 265 cows a day between the 4 of them. So when the cow comes in, the red and white brushes will brush her udder and get her teats clean and ready for milking. The brush has been sprayed off with a disinfectant between each cow, so we're sure that she gets cleaned efficiently and effectively. So once the brushes are completed, the lasers will scan the udder as well as use the location of the last 30 milkings to locate. So when a cow is getting milked, this screen will tell us all the information about her. It tells us her number, her name, the year she was born, how much she weighs. Oh my goodness, Darla weighs 1,700 pounds. It also tells us how much milk she has currently in the receiver jar, and it will tell us how much milk she milks as she goes. This is our receiver jar on each robot. This is our bulk tank. This is where our milk goes and is cooled and stored until our milk truck comes and gets it each day to bring it to our creamery. So here at Gretch Dairy, we grow corn and alfalfa to feed all of our animals. Our milk cows are currently producing 2,800 gallons of milk per day. Here at Gretch Dairy, we store our silage and our haylage in bunkers and piles. So this is our silage pile, and it's packed very hard. And we store it this way for quality and fermentation. The fermentation happens, and this helps the cow digest the corn and the corn silage much better. So this pile, silage, comes from corn. And we chop that in the fall, and we'll do our entire harvest of this silage pile in 4 days for the entire year. This is our haylage pile. Our haylage pile is packed in the same manner as our silage pile, but we make 4 cuttings of this a year because our alfalfa fields grow back just like your grass. So we cut it multiple times a year to have enough for the year to feed our cows. So Steve and I started talking about robotic milkers a few years before 2012 when they were installed for a couple different reasons. We wanted our cows to be able to get milked more than twice a day, and the robots give them a chance to get milked up to 6 times a day at their own leisure. It also gives the people the freedom to have a little more flexibility on our chores time. You know, if we're chopping hay or chopping silage, it can be something that can be adjusted by an hour or half an hour a different time so that we can continue doing our crop work. Gretch Dairy is so proud to be part of the Adopt a Cow program and so grateful that you took time to come and join us on our farm. Thank you so much for participating in the program and adopting our calves.